My name is Aurora Finkle, and I'm 12 years old. I'm a multi-instrumental recording artist, an actor, and a traditional dancer. Recently, I seem to have added documentary filmmaker to this list. I never thought I'd be doing this sort of thing, but I felt it was necessary to document what was happening in the Beaver Pond Forest in the heart of Kanata. Urbandale, Richcraft, and KNL have proposed to cut down a large portion of the South March Highlands, as well as clear-cutting a great portion of this old-growth forest. They will need to blast some of the Canadian Shield to make room for sewers. Seeing how this place was used for over 30 years by citizens in Kanata, naturally there would be resistance.
So where are we going?
Going to the South March Highlands Beaver Pond on the 417, trying not to get killed by trucks. Get Matt here. God bless you, Aurora, you're not much of a navigator.
I just don't know how to read maps. I'm kind of nervous, to tell you the truth.
Why?
Well, just I'm asking all these people questions. People that I might not even know.
You'll be fine. What happened?
I got it back. I'm going to do my part, right? David?
Yeah?
Could you put your daughter on your shoulder so she could reach up higher?
Put her on my shoulder, she could get up higher? Yeah, we could get it really nice and visible, for sure.
What is this?
That's a Buddhist prayer flag, and the reason I brought it here is because in the nesting season the birds will take all of those little strings and they'll weave them into their nets, and the wind will make the strings come out. So by having the prayer flag here, not only are we helping the birds for next spring nesting, it helps us to visualize the state of the forest remaining as it is right now.
So are we breaking the law doing this?
Well, you're trespassing. Yeah, we're trespassing.
It's against the law.
Yeah, but you're a kid, so it's okay.
You hear that?
All the butternut trees in the forest are marked with a white ring and a number, and there's not a lot of them, and if the development goes ahead as planned, I think they're only going to save about 10 of the mature butternuts, and the rest of the ones in this forest are going to be cut down. It's an endangered species of tree in Ontario, and it's a variant of the walnut tree, but they're beautiful trees, and they are protected for sure, and there's not a lot of them.
So what's your name?
My name is Daniel Bernard Amikwabi.
What animal represents your tribe?
The beaver. Amikwabi means the beaver people.
that kind of matches up being with a beaver pond and all.
Exactly. That's not a coincidence, right?
What's it like to be a native in this day and age?
This is a good question. I think it's the same as back then. It's a privilege, and it's nice. And the thing is, in this day and age, we have a lot to learn still.
By being an Indian, does everyone just automatically think that you're an activist?
I don't think so. I think that people have different views of what a native is, and I believe that yes, we as Aboriginal people we should be activists, and that's what we're taught. We're taught that to tread lightly on Mother Earth, and give back more than what we take.
How did you get in touch with this group?
I believe it was Mother Nature just kind of gave me the call. It was natural, and I cannot pinpoint a single person in particular, but I know Grandfather William Kanata, our elder, I've spoken about what was happening here, so I kind of heard about it and then got involved through different groups.
Camping out here. Is that your tent over there?
This is my summer tent, and it's nice, eh?
Yeah. What is the sacred fire?
The sacred fire is a fire that is built for a certain purpose, and a sacred fire to Algonquin people is that when the smoke rises, when the flame rises, it goes up to the sky, it goes up to the Creator, which we call the Kichimanitu. And when we pray, and then we do offer of tobacco, sage, sweetgrass, or cedar, our prayers are sealed into this, and then they go up, and our prayer directly goes to the Kichimanitu. So that's why there's a fire right now to ask Kichimanitu to intervene, and that the sacred forest behind is not going to be destroyed, and the animal massacred by the greed of the people that pretend to own this place.
Do you think anything you're doing or anything you're saying today is going to change the future and help people understand and know and start to respect Mother Earth?
I don't think by anything that I say it's not going to make a difference. But the thing that I'm doing right now, because I'm doing it not for myself, but I'm doing it because the spirits have directed me to do it, that's going to make a difference. So the action will do, because action speaks louder than words.
The South March Highlands is home to many protected species and wildlife. Although these species are protected by environmental law, it's nevertheless not illegal to destroy their habitat. It is obvious that these laws favor developers.
We're just on our way to the sacred fire, South March Highlands. This is what they want to make out of South March Highlands. These are castles.
Well, I really like animals, so I don't want the forest to get cut down.
What do you think? We finally found it.
We drove around for like 45 minutes asking people in the area. Nobody knew where it was. I think that's obviously why this place must be kind of untouched. Nobody can find it. You got the hot chocolate for the firekeeper?
Ma, do you have it?
There we go. You got the drums? Well, they're in the trunk. Yeah.
what do these fences mean?
Well, from what I understand, the fences show where the trees are going to be cut and where they're not going to be cut. So the side that we're standing on now is the side that apparently isn't going to be cut, and then the developers are going to cut all the trees on that side of the fence. And on this side of the fence is where you're actually looking at the expression of the Canadian shield. And all of that is going to be blasted down to ground level quite a few feet so that they can put sewers in. So all of this will be dynamited, gone.
What do these markings there mean?
Well, I think this is a butternut tree, and it's an endangered species of tree. So what they're doing is, it looks like they're protecting these trees, and I do understand that they do intend to do that. In this forest, there's about 80 butternut trees. Whether they're going to save them all or not, I really don't know.
I hear they're only going to save 10.
10? Wow, 10 out of 80. Well, that's a shame, isn't it?
What's your name?
My name is Steve Houlet.
So how did you get involved?
I created a Facebook group, and the nice thing about social networking is you get to meet people that have similar views. And I do remember for the first week, I mean, there was 10 people, and then my kids were with me, oh, there's 50 people, and then the next day it was 100, and then 300, and then 800, and then you get to 5,000 people, and you really realize that this is something that's not just special to you, but it's special to everybody. And in doing so, with all these people, you end up meeting researchers and scientists and archaeologists, ecologists, people who use the forest for medical and health reasons, people with physically disabled children or elderly who can go into here, and you start to realize that there's a bigger thing than what you think. It's everybody's. The reason why this forest is so special is because it hasn't been trampled over. Not a lot of people in Ottawa know about this forest. Fewer outside of Ottawa. But that's why it has remained with 18 species at risk, and that's why it is so dense and so incredibly beautiful.
So from what I've heard, you also have a website that teaches people
That's right.
and educates them about the forest.
Exactly. Believe it or not, there are people who don't use Facebook. And in order to get the politicians to really see the story, you can't direct them to a Facebook page. You have to be able to put research that's available, that we've collected and that people have provided to us online. And creating ottawasgreatforest.com allowed us to tell the story in a format that was static. So we could educate people about the science, and on that website is the listing of all of the species which are at risk, rare, provincially significant, are available to see. It's not just a small forested area that's beautiful in a city. It's the only major city in the world that has a forested area with species at risk in it, and it's right here in the South March Highlands. Stanley Park in Vancouver is 1/3 of the size of this forest, and it has no species at risk. Algonquin Park is a beautiful forested area, but this is in Ottawa. It's in our nation's capital. As a G8, country, we should be protecting places like this. Well, many of the people we've been able to meet, the archaeologists, have taught us all the incredible things that are here. This was an island in the Champlain Sea, and the hills that you see in the back, this was the far eastern edge of a sea that 10,000 years ago was in this area. And the reason why this is so special is because there's been artifacts found in here. In fact, in the land just as the forest goes around the corner, it's called the Brunton land. an archaeology study was done there a couple of years ago. The developer hired an archaeologist. The archaeologist did several test pits and found 16,402 artifacts. That archaeologist was fired. It's now in court. The developer then hired another archaeologist who didn't look for pre-contact information, so go figure he didn't find any. This developer ended up hiring archaeologists who didn't look, in their own wording, we didn't look for any pre-contact artifacts, they didn't find any, and hence we have a flawed study which the province approved. So we've been arguing with Robert McGee, a gentleman who is a Massey Medal winner for Canada. He was president of the Royal Archaeology Society, who wrote a letter explaining the flaws back to the city and the province and said this new study has to be done because we've got artifacts which have now been cut down, destroyed, and blasted. We have artifacts, 3 known sites now that are in the South March Highlands, one of which was 3,000 tons of materials and human remains which have been taken out of here. And now there's sites in the Beaver Pond Forest itself that have not been studied. And we can't just allow our governments to just willingly destroy what is obviously there when the right thing to do is to study it.
Even with regards to archaeology, the laws seem to favor developers. For example, archaeological assessments are done by people hired from the same developers proposing the build.
We're here today supporting Algonquin, which also have declared this area sacred, so it continues to grow. And you know, you can battle the right thing, which is to save something so beautiful, by going against the political forces that really wish to just, you know, grow their communities by building more houses to collect more tax revenues. Sometimes the wrong thing gets done, and what we're here trying to, I guess, do is, and why this battle's been going on for so long, is to prove you can beat the system, and we will be victorious. We will win.
KNL has completed 2 square kilometers of clear cutting. A sticker on one of the KNL vehicles reads, "If it flies, it dies. If it's brown, it comes down." This is a picture of a porcupine who just had its home destroyed. Due to its slowed metabolic rate, it can't even run. Like many other animals, unable to reach its food store and warmth of its den, survival was less than impossible. A day and a half later, the same porcupine was found frozen to death, less than 80 feet from where its den once was. I can't help but wonder if anything with great archaeological importance was blasted and destroyed along with many animals' homes. We'll never know.